Before anything, really, just thank you all so much for your prayers. This week was, there was a time it was hard physically. There was a time it was hard just trying to just see it through, but God is so faithful, and He was with us all, and He did so many wonderful things. So got limited time. I want it to be just kind of a preview this morning, and really just hope that you all come back, because I think God's got something for all of us in this, and I know you'll be blessed. So I've got Grayson who's going to share, and then I'll come up and share a little bit, and then we'll kind of set the scene for a video we're going to show. So if you would, Grayson.
Well, good morning. It feels like a year since I've seen most of you guys. It feels like a very long time. Nathaniel and I kept saying throughout the week that it felt like we would just get there and then we left immediately. It was like the shortest year of our lives, comprised of the longest days that we've ever lived. It was really weird. Throws you off a lot. Anyway, when Miss Kevin asked me to speak, I didn't know what I was going to say. The first thing that came to mind was that, Miss Heather, stop it. Miss Heather's awesome. She's the greatest. I just thought y'all should know that. Anyway, the first thing that came to mind was telling you guys like what we did, put some pictures up on the screen, and tell you about the people we met and some of the things that we did. But I realized that you guys wouldn't be able to get it. You weren't there, and it just wouldn't click quite the same way. No matter how many pictures I showed or how long I talked, you guys weren't there, it wouldn't be quite the same. So I decided instead to read something that I wrote on the way back, kind of just my thoughts coming back. So I titled it after a quote that I've heard many times: "What is the worth of a soul?" The human soul is indispensable. There's nothing worth more than a soul. Material things, houses, money, clothes, and cleanliness, they will all fade. They are worth the level that you enjoy them, but none are worth trading for a soul. We only have limited time, limited energy, and a single spirit. The least valuable eternal object, lasting for a time that we can't yet see, will still heavily outweigh the most valuable temporary object, still asking to burn with the rest of the earth. We are deep souls, wells that are dug for the purpose of being filled and being drawn from. Willingly sharing with another well the water of life that's been poured into us from God's hand is the communion of souls, a sharing that was intended at creation. A soul is worth more than anything we will ever see, or anything we will ever touch. To reach into the life of another and reveal the soul is an honor that few of us will ever have or take the time and energy to see more than a couple of times. To risk our fears and expose our souls at the chance of bringing another soul into the light is not only the greatest use of all of our time and energy that will ever be given, but is the meaning behind why we're not snapped up to see the face of God the moment we accept His soul above our own. The raw, willing soul, fractured by sin, is the prize that Jesus seeks to set back into place in every life. A single life with a willing and exposed soul is worth 1,000 lifetimes of reclusivity and fear. The love of Christ, the heart of God, can and will be the means of repentance and restoration in the soul of every life. Matthew 16:26. What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul? I think that's amazing. God's hand, the hand of a man compared to our infant fingers, has written that the soul and the interaction of souls are the only worthwhile ways to spend our little arcade tickets that we earn from playing life's games. Let's make a big deal of the things that really matter. Matthew 25:23, and this is our goal. His master replied, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. Therefore, I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share in your master's happiness." What is the worth of a soul? There's nothing that can compare that we can see or smell, taste, touch, anything that is worth more than a soul. Everything here will pass away, but the soul is worth more than we'll ever be able to comprehend. And only when the world ends and we all get to heaven, we'll be able to see each other's souls. So I urge you, use your time and your energy and the single soul that you have. Expose yourself. Be willing to be active, proactive in touching other souls, exposing your own souls that you can have the chance to pull another soul into the light. Thank you.
God has very big plans for that young man right there. To not even be 19 years old yet. And the words of truth that have come out of his mouth at times were just like straight from the mouth of God. Such a blessing to the whole team. So it was, I know I sent stuff out about prayer and how hard this and that, but really it never lessened me being in Honduras in any way. It was a complete honor to take this team, to take the Fountain of Grace team to Honduras for our 5th trip to serve alongside El Ayudante. I know people always kind of want to get an update as to what we did, what was done, and I'm going to give you kind of the update. And the thing to always know is, like, through all the projects, through the stuff that was done there, all of it is just through loving on people, sharing the gospel, encouraging those. So with that, our church, the Fountain of Grace team, we had a couple of days of VBS at the El Misterio Kindergarten. We built the swing set, worked on an adobe house, hosted a sports camp, poured a concrete floor for some high school kids that didn't have anywhere to go to. They were wanting to go to high school, but there was nowhere for them to go. So we were able to be a part of that. We did countless water filter checks to get in homes. We hosted a movie night at Monte de Sion Church, the church that Fountain of Grace is partnered with. At that same church, we had another night that was a very, very long day, we left EA's campus before 8 o'clock, and we did not return until almost 10 that night. We ate sandwiches on the side of the road. It was a very long day. But one of the most beautiful things happened during that church service. So we had Tammy shared, then Grayson shared, then I shared. And the service was supposed to start at 6 o'clock, but you're on Honduran time. It didn't start until after 7. And what you have to understand is this church is in a very, very remote area. And before church starts, they start playing this music through the speaker very loud. And it's just kind of like the ringing of the bells, getting people to come, And people are literally walking over 2 hours through unbelievable conditions to get to this church. Well, then we have people in the church. I get up to share, and afterwards, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do like an altar call for anyone that needs prayer. These people are very, very reserved, very shy. So I continue to encourage asking people to come up. Well, then one guy comes up, and when he does, the entire church comes up for prayer. They all come up. We have the team come up and hold hands with them, and I pray over the entire church. And afterwards, there are people there, these shy, reserved people, literally tears running down their face. It was so just beautiful. Then after we took Pastor Jacinto outside and we We laid hands on the church, the same church that we laid hands on last year. Team members spoke out as they felt led to pray over the church. It was such a beautiful moment, and I can close my eyes and feel the adobe, just the block, as it would kind of crumble as you hold your hand on it. You could feel it just. It was one of the most special things I've ever been a part of. But that was one community. Then we got asked to be a part of something that they had never done. They went way out to the furthest community they've ever been to, a place called Providencia. And you think of Honduras, you think of all these mountains and stuff. Well, we got to go to a place that's called the Grand Canyon of Honduras, because after you get past all these mountains, it just drops off. And there's a community there where the people are completely looked down upon. They are kind of the rejects, the outcasts. They are not accepted anywhere. They are just lesser than. And we go, and at one point we're standing on a porch, and I'm making jokes with the people about when's the last time a gringo stood on your porch. And they said, never. But then it was not only was it never, we were getting looks, and it was, they had never seen people with blue eyes. They had never seen it. A guy comes walking up, and he's smiling. And I smile. And we're smiling, and he's smiling. He comes up, and I'm just like, I introduce myself, and we're talking for a moment, and he's thanking us for being there. And then he says, us being there he said, it is like Jesus sees us, and Jesus is here by you being here. Very, very moving. Again, it was, when you see in the video, you're going to see a time, and it's when we're in Providencia. And I'm trying to capture how there's all these people, there's these families all around, and you'll see the homes, and I'm kind of going through with the camera, and I want you to really, when you see, look at how the team is working. Look at how the team is serving and sharing everywhere you go. Look at what people are doing. They're sharing. They're loving on these people. It is so incredible. And I know the video is not going to capture it or do it justice, but I want you to be, as hard as this week was, I've never been more excited about Honduras. I've never been more excited about my role in Honduras, Fountain of Grace's role in Honduras. I left here going there thinking, okay, I don't even know what next year will be, if I'll go or what. I want to focus on this trip. But you know what? God is so much bigger than that. I'm not thinking about next year. I'm thinking about, what does God have for me? What does God have for Fountain of Grace in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years in Honduras? Because I believe God has very big things for us. They did a thing there where it was kind of a vision night, and they show everything that has happened at El Ayudante in the past 15 years of their existence. Y'all, we have been a part of that for 5 years. We've been a part of that, and it's so neat. They take this ring, and it starts out like, okay, it's like Google Earth, and you see it, and then and the ring goes out, and it continues to go out. It continues to go out. We, Fountain of Grace, got to be part of El Ayudante, going further than they had ever been into this canyon. It's so beautiful, y'all. I'm about to hand it over to the video, but guys, I encourage you to come back at 6 o'clock. We didn't get to have our final decompression meeting. I have questions I need to ask this team, and I'm going to ask them tonight. So I encourage you to come and be blessed. Thank you so much for your prayers, your partnership, and the opportunities that's been given.
like I know a friend. I wanna know you, Lord. I wanna know you, Lord, like I know a friend. I wanna know you, Lord. So I'm laying down all my religion. I'm laying down. I wanna know you, Lord. I'm laying down all my religion. I'm laying down. I wanna know you, Lord. I used to think that I could box you in, but I'm laying down. I wanna know you, Lord. I used to think that I could box you in, but I'm laying down. I wanna know you, Lord. I'm laying down all my religion. I'm laying down. I wanna know you, Lord. I'm laying down all my religion. I'm laying down. I wanna know you, Lord. I wanna know you,
Lord, I've been told to be ashamed. Lord, I've been told I don't measure up. Lord, I've been told I'm not good enough. But you're here with me. And I reach out and you find me in the dust. They say no amount of untruth can separate us. I reach out and I reach out and you find me in the dust. And you say no amount of untruths can separate us. I reach out, oh, I reach out and you find me in the dust. And you say no amount of untruths can separate us. Oh, I will rejoice in the simple gospel. I will rejoice in you, Lord. I will rejoice in the simple gospel. I will rejoice in you, Lord. I will rejoice in the simple gospel. I will rejoice in you, Lord. And I reach out and you find me in the dust. Say no amount of untruth can separate simple gospel. I will rejoice in you, Lord.
Marge, you're here.
Hey, Fountain of Grace, Tristan here from El Ayudante. I just want to say thank you for pouring into this community of El Misterio, for pouring into our ministry for the last 5 years. We have loved getting to know some of your church members. We want to meet all of you. I just want to invite all of you to come down, see what God is doing here, see what your church is a part of. And personally, Pastor Tony, I want to invite you to come down and experience what's going on here at El Ayudante. Thank you. God bless you guys. Thank you for going out and reaching those that need to hear the good news about Jesus Christ. Thanks, guys.